friends. I hope all is well. So first off, it's been a while. Wanted to apologize for that. Sickness was just at my house for a while. We were dealing with stomach bugs, eye infections. It was just like one thing after the next. So I am here with my January no spend reflection and recap. And I wanted to give myself a score out of 10 to let you know how I did and kind of just judge myself. So I have some notes. Let me pull them up here on my computer. For those of you who did not see my first video about this, I am doing a no spend challenge this year where I basically don't spend any money unless it is an essential. And I kind of left the definition of essential a little bit vague because I knew that sometimes things would come up. And so I was trying to leave it kind of vague so that it could kind of fit into whatever I needed it, like the definition could fit into whatever I needed it to fit into. But so I have my, kind of my notes on how I think I did. So I'm going to go over some of that now. So one of the things that I mentioned was only eating at a restaurant once a month. That was something that would be kind of like a special little type outing for us. And I failed at that because I ate at 3 restaurants in addition to the one time that we were supposed to eat out. So I went to Chick-fil-A twice, and then I went to an Asian place once. And all 3 times were times where I just didn't plan well. I was running late from an appointment and had to go to a meeting, and I didn't plan on what my dinner would be. I was in a situation where, in one of the situations where I could have planned a lot better, had something ready to go and run out the door with it, and I didn't do that. One of the other situations I truthfully don't remember, and then the third time when I went to that Asian restaurant, it was because I was running errands, my son was with me, and he was screaming. I knew he was hungry, and I was just dreading the thought of going home and having to cook and him screaming the whole time. And so really, again, it just all came down to poor planning. So yeah, going to restaurants 3 times. Comparatively, though, that is a very low number compared to my old habits. So, next, one of the other things that I had was for essentials. I was only supposed to get stuff that was on my list. So when it comes to stuff that I need, I wanted to get it at a thrift store first. I wanted to look there first. But when I did that, I wanted it to be stuff on my list, not just random stuff that I saw and said, this is nice. In most cases, there were some exceptions that I mentioned in my first video, which included if my son, when I'm shopping and I see a really nice pair of shoes, because toddler shoes are very hard to find at thrift stores. So if I find them, I'm going to get them. But in this case, I bought things that were not on the list. Just multiple times where I convinced myself mentally this is an essential, and it wasn't. So in the future, with that, I plan on being more strict with my rules on essentials. I want to only get things on the list. And that also goes for grocery items. With grocery items, I was just going mad. I was just getting random stuff, and I need to be very strict with a list. But back to thrifting, I think at least once or twice out of the times that I went thrifting, it was cases where we were shopping for something for my husband, he needed work pants. And I think in those cases, I'm going to need to just get myself to stay home and he can go alone. I used to think I needed to help him navigate the store, but he's pretty used to thrift stores now, so it's not like he needs help with it. And so in those cases, I'm just going to have to stay home because otherwise I will get myself in trouble. So that's what I plan on working on with thrift stores. And then another thing, when it comes to groceries, I want to focus on better meal planning. I am not I'm decent at planning my meals, but in terms of, I guess it's not even really meal planning. It's more of snack planning. I am finding that throughout the month, we'll do our grocery shopping on the weekend, and then by Wednesday, I'm out of snacks. So I need to find recipes for cheaper snacks, period, because I've been getting like prepackaged things and I know that those are more expensive. I need to come up with cheap snacks that I can meal prep ahead of the week, or earlier in the week. And so I think that's what I meant by meal planning, was not necessarily the meals, but the snacks and the extras. That's really where, really what gets me. But overall, we did pay off a good chunk of debt, so I'm very happy about that. We had, anytime we would plan out our paychecks, and then we would pay all of our bills from them. Anytime we had extras, we would put that toward a bill, toward debt. And the majority of that went toward medical debt, just because we have a good bit of medical debt. So, yeah, so that's kind of my feedback to myself, I guess, my reflection for my first month of my no spend. I think we also need to plan our meals that we have out a little bit better, because both last month and this month already, it's the 6th of February and we've already eaten out this month. So that's been like our one time this month. We need to plan better for that. I think both times it has been a night where it's like 4 o'clock and we're like, can we just eat out? Like, can this be our one time? So I think we really need to plan that better. But we haven't like broken the no spend by eating out. It's just more of like, I think I want it to be something that we can look forward to. We did decide for this month that we were also going to eat out for Valentine's Day. I think we probably would have been better off just doing Valentine's Day and not the other night that we ate out. But that's okay. No harm, no foul. So yeah, that is my month one reflection. I think I would give myself a 5 out of 10, and I know that that's not great, but I just want to be honest with myself. Eating out several times just because of poor planning, like, I hate that. I hate that I did that, but there's not really anything I can do to change that. So yeah, that is my month one reflection for my no spend year. So stick around if you want, if you have any other questions on things that I talked about, or you have any advice or recipes for cheap snacks, please let me know down below. I would love to have you subscribe if you are not already, so that you can keep up with my no spend challenge for the year of 2023. Bye.